Ooh, okay. Let me brighten this up. I have a candle running. It is 2 a.m. on a Wednesday night, so the city is asleep. And I'm going to talk about how I am trying to, and how I have previously improved my energy, my aura, and my vibrations. Because recently I've been feeling off yet again. I don't think I am at my maximum potential. I'm a stickler for self-improvement. I love self-improvement. And I am always subconsciously trying to better myself. It is not good to consciously be out here criticizing yourself and wanting to be better, because then you overlook what you have accomplished. But it is good to always subtly be on yourself, to point out your flaws and try to improve from them. Otherwise, nothing will happen. You know, recently when I came to university, I really felt like I lost a part of myself, and that these values that I'm going to talk about today, I feel like in a way, I just threw them away, threw them elsewhere, decided that they weren't important anymore because university was a new environment, right? So my priorities were fitting in, making friends, staying busy. And in prioritizing those things, I stopped prioritizing myself and my energy. And trust me, people can read energy. We're all people. We can sense that someone has a certain vibe when they walk in a room. There are different social cues that will tell you if someone's happy, if someone's upset. And it's the same thing with energy. You can tell when someone's an extrovert, when someone is an introvert. You can tell when someone's toxic, when someone's not. That's why people get gut feelings about other people, right? It's just a normal human thing. And I feel like lately my energy has been off, and I feel like the people I've met haven't gotten the accurate impression of me because I haven't been on myself to, you know, really put myself out there. So today we're gonna go over these things because I need a reminder. And well, you, the audience, being absolutely no one, because this is my 6th subscriber channel, you are here to listen, and hopefully you'll find these helpful. Number 1 is stop being a pushover. This may seem really obvious, but it's actually so hard to put into execution, at least for me personally. I have always been the type of person where, you know, with my friends, we have a very even power dynamic. If I don't want to do something, that's okay. If they don't want to do something, that's okay. But when I went to uni, I made a whole new friend group, and it became so hard to stop saying yes. And the main problem I've had this with is clubbing and alcohol. So previously, you know, I used to live in Hong Kong, so the majority of my friends are there. My friends in Hong Kong, they drank as well, quite frequently. And I would always feel comfortable in saying no, or saying, oh, I don't want to get too drunk, I don't want to have more, I don't want to go out tonight, I'm going home early. I had no problem saying that because I had very stable and established friendships with these people. But moving into uni, making new friends, and my friend group loves to club. And there's no problem with that, except I'm not that type of person. And because I've said yes so often, I have indirectly attached the label to myself that I am always down to go out when, okay, I might say yes, but it doesn't necessarily mean I want to go. There have been so many times where I've said, oh yeah, let's go, just because it's like, okay, well, they're my friends. I need to be able to make myself likable. I need to try to advertise myself so that I seem like a good friend. But in reality, I'm done with my first year of uni, and I'm still in this phase of I have to keep on saying yes to these people to get them to like me, you know? When in reality, okay, why am I trying to get a bunch of people who don't agree with my values to like me? My friends aren't like that. I know they will be fine if I say no. I'm in a cycle where I just feel like I can't. And nobody's giving me. My friends have never gotten mad at me for saying no. They haven't. I've just put that pressure on myself because I'm trying to encourage myself to be more social at night. I love going out during the day, but you know, in uni nobody really does that. So I've been trying to change myself to be a night person. And, you know, in reality it's really messed me up. I used to be such a morning person. I would wake up at 7, I would go to bed at 9, and, you know, right now it's 2 a.m. and I'm awake talking into a mic, so I'm pretty sure that reflects my current situation. And I wake up at like 12, 1, 2. I'm gonna try to change that tomorrow. Tomorrow I think I'm gonna wake up at 9, which I think is a good step forward. I'm just gonna set an alarm and get up anyway, but yeah, stop being a pushover. So much easier said than done, I know, but it is actually so important, and it's something that I have overlooked for 6 months. I've forgotten the value for 6 months, so I feel like it's appropriate to say. Second thing is, if you are in a relationship, keep it private. I've actually been so good at doing this in my relationship up until recently. Recently, I've had a couple problems where I've just told my friends about it, and I think it's okay when, if you want to talk about something, you know, confiding in a friend, but it's so much different than when you're like shitting on your partner in front of your friends, because at the end of the day, at the end of the argument, you are going to forgive your partner, but your friends might not. Your friends don't have that same love for your partner that you do. They don't see your partner as you do. So when you forgive your partner and you move on, your friends might never move on from that, and they might even look down on you for staying with your partner. It will be another variable every single time you guys have an argument, because you'll get used to asking your friends what they think, when in reality a relationship is you and your partner. You shouldn't let anyone else get in the way of that. You shouldn't be embarrassed of your partner. You shouldn't, you know, let your friends dictate what you think, because that can be so harmful, especially if you're a pushover, as I've said before. I actually really pride myself on keeping the arguments in my relationship private. I have done that. I've only been in 3 relationships, for the first one and for the second one. My friends knew nothing about anything negative to do with these guys, which is why when we broke up, they would be like, what the fuck? Because I would not tell them, you know. And if I did really need someone to listen to, I would actually tell my mum, because she would have more experience. She's more mature. She's less biased. She's not going to be always on my side. There were times where she was telling me, Haley, you are treating this boy like shit. You need to step up. Anyway, next point. Don't be afraid to cut people off. And I do this quite often. I cut people off all the time. This year I've cut off like 4 friends, mainly because I later on found out that their values just didn't align with mine. One of them deeply disrespected me and my boyfriend, and I'm not going to take that. I'm not even going to give them a second chance, because I really think the things that people say reflect who they are. At the end of summer, I cut people off as well, also because they disrespected one of my exes. I don't like people who disrespect in general, so I got rid of them. Every single time I've cut someone off, it's either because they disrespect me or disrespected one of my other friends, which I have no problem in cutting people off for my friends. I never have. I don't grow attachment too easily, so this is a good trait that I don't really think I have to work on, but it's important. I know people who stick by friends that have wronged them, friends that have problematic opinions. Maybe you know deep down one of your friends is a racist, and you decide, okay, well, I've known them for so long, I'm going to keep them around, or I have so many good moments with them, it's not worth it. But at the same time, what does it say about you that you're friends with someone with such disgusting opinions? I don't know, think about it. Next thing is that you should do things by yourself every once in a while. I used to be really good at doing this. Christmas 2021, I was alone for most of it. I was living by myself, and I went out every single day for about 2 weeks consistently by myself. I wasn't sitting at home. I was genuinely going out, having meals with myself, going to museums, going to parks. I had no problem asking for a table for one, you know. And recently I feel like that's changed ever since I came into uni, and I've been so desperate for social interaction. I previously went to boarding school, so I was always living with my friends, and before that I had a sister, so I always had company. And then in uni, I'm living genuinely by myself now. I don't know who my neighbors are. Every single time I crave social interaction, that's the only time that I go out. I began associating going out with other people, when previously I wouldn't do that. I would always try to go out by myself if I could, because I was always surrounded by other people, so it was good to get a break from that. But now it's like my break from being with other people is every other hour of the day. In the evenings, when I eat, where previously in boarding school you eat with other people, you have roommates, you know. So I think it's so important every once in a while to just go out by yourself. That's what I did today. I went on a walk. I went to Primrose Hill. I was the only one there that was there solo. Everyone else was there with their friends. I just sat there for an hour and I was listening to a podcast. I just sat there and did absolutely nothing by myself, and it felt great. And then I went grocery shopping. You just have to go out by yourself sometimes. It's so important, and people overlook that so much because, you know, the social stigma of, oh my god, it's a loner eating by themselves at a restaurant. But in reality, nobody cares. I don't care when I see people out by themselves. I don't even notice. Like, it's not my business. Other people probably don't care, and if they do care, I mean, are they really the type of people that, like, do you really need them to validate you? Like, those types of people? Because if you do, I think that's a validation issue in itself, and you should address that. Next, this is something I'm terrible at, but I'm working on it, and it's putting down your phone. My problem is that every single time I wake up, I check my phone, and I stay in bed for like 20 minutes because I'm on my phone. When I'm with my partner, sometimes I go on my phone, and it can seem disrespectful. And I've kind of noticed what apps keep me on my phone. TikTok. I've deleted TikTok. It's been gone for like about 2 weeks now. 3 weeks? Probably 3 weeks now. And I don't plan on having it back. Instagram is another big one that I find myself on a lot, which I'm trying to go down, you know, set my time down, because quite frankly, there's nothing really important on Instagram. I do post quite often, and I'm trying to make it a habit of, okay, I'm only gonna be on the app when I post, and then I'm not gonna go on it. But then it's like DMs and, you know, notifications, which I used to have my Instagram notifications off, and I turned it on, and then it made me addicted to the app because I was constantly being reminded of it. Maybe I should turn them off. I'm gonna turn them off, but that's another thing. Just stop going on your phone. It is ruining your attention span. It is ruining your sociability. People can tell, like, if you walk into a room, if you go to a party and you're always on your phone, people don't even need to sense your aura. They can look at you and they'll be like, oh, you know, why are you on your phone? Why aren't you talking to other people? Why are you talking to people on the phone? Like, why are you on Instagram having parasocial relationships with people on your feed and you're not even talking to the people in front of you, you know? Next thing is stop engaging in drama. And this one is so difficult because drama is fun. We love to, and I don't even mean drama in your own life. I even mean like bad news on the internet. The internet loves to witness other people's failures. The internet, like commentary videos, the internet loves to talk about negative things. You know, when Paul Breach was a thing, the whole internet was full of him, and he's a disgusting man, but everyone was watching these videos about him because it was entertaining, you know? Whenever a celebrity gets into a scandal, I know this one was a long time ago, but this was the last big one that I could remember. Dramageddon with James Charles. The whole internet was on that, but you're just watching other people fail. How is that going to inspire you to succeed and become a better person, you know? If you and your friends are shit talking someone that hasn't actually done anything to you, what is that going to bring you? Because you're just dampening your own energy. You know, this other person probably isn't even talking about you. It's different if someone wronged you and your friends are talking about it, you know, making yourselves feel better, validating yourself. But if someone is just in your mouth and you're talking about them, but they haven't done anything wrong, what is the point in hating on other people? We all die at some point. This won't be important to you when you're on your deathbed, so why are you talking about it now? Like, let's make memories that last. Let's not watch tea channels on YouTube. I used to watch tea channels when I was like 14 to 15, and I stopped watching it after I came to the UK for school because eventually I just got busy. I got a life, you know, stop being so invested in other people's lives. Anyway, next topic. Stop engaging in drama. Stop being so negative about other people. Stop watching people fail on the internet. Anyway, the next thing is you have to eat well. I feel like I do this pretty moderately. I feel like I'm okay at it. I cook about 80% of my meals during the week. The only times I eat outside is when I'm with other people. And we're like going to go get brunch. But I watch what I eat. In the beginning of uni, I was terrible at this. It's the reason why I gained weight when I went to uni. I had crisps all the time. My house was full of snacks. I was eating fast food. Didn't want to cook for myself, which I don't really understand why, because I cook for myself in boarding school. But I've gotten the hold of that since like January. I've stopped eating so shit. Even when I do eat out, I watch the calories, I watch what I put in my body. I make sure that I'm eating enough. You don't want to eat too little, you know? I make sure that I'm eating enough. I make sure that I'm eating 3 meals a day, that I'm full, that I'm happy, that I'm satisfied, because that increases my energy. It increases my mood. It makes me happy. You know, I don't want to walk into a room and people tell that I'm grumpy because I haven't eaten. Because that's not me. That's just the hunger speaking, you know? It is so important to feed yourself. Like, sometimes my friends text me. There's this one scenario where, like, one of my friends, she literally had, like, iced coffee at 12. And that was her breakfast. And her excuse was being too busy at uni. Something like that. It's like, that's not enough, guys. We have to fuel ourselves. Have a banana, have an apple, you know, grab something to eat, because, well, you don't want to slow down your metabolism either. You need to be eating in a consistent pattern for your metabolism to be able to work. So make sure you guys feed yourselves. Make sure you guys are eating well, you know, have your 5 a day. Last thing is, as much as you have to take care of yourself and your own energy, make sure to take care of other people, okay? Because people can tell when you are genuinely caring for them, and they can tell when you're putting on an act. And it's so important to build these relationships, because when it comes to the time that you need help, then you'll have people that you can rely on. So make sure your friends feel comfortable talking to you about their problems. And I'm not saying, okay, sacrifice your own well-being and sit there and listen to your friends talk about blah, 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 blah. No, okay? If you yourself feel like you can't mentally handle your friend ranting to you or venting to you about something, then you just tell them, hey, I'll listen to you another time, or I'll listen to you the next time something comes up, but I need to prioritize myself right now. But if you can, and if you have the energy, help your friends out. Be caring. It's a great trait to have. I don't follow through with this because I've had my friends complain about me not calling them for like 3 months. So this is something that I have to do as well. I have a problem that, like, with my friends that are like long distance, I never reach out first, mainly because I'm busy, but that's just an excuse. I know I can make time for them, and you have to do that too, because you have to show people that you value them. Otherwise, how are they supposed to know that it's a green light for them to value you back? You don't want to waste other people's time. If you're not showing someone that you care about them, they're not gonna think they have to care about you, you know? Anyway, those are all of my tips. Oh my god, this is so long. 2:30 now. Anyway, those are all of my tips that I have to follow because my energy's been dampened recently. And also, maybe you should follow them if you're not doing great. But you're probably doing great. You're doing great, guys. Anyway, goodbye.